This is the WZ-113. It is a Tier 10 Chinese collector heavy tank. To get your hands on this vehicle, you need to grind a Tier 10 Chinese vehicle. That's as simple as it is. If you want to get the BZ-75 or the 5A, boom, go grind that tank, and then you will have the opportunity to also purchase this vehicle for credits. It's actually really, really cool that you can do this, and it's honestly a pretty solid tank. I mean, I know a lot of people say the 113 is pretty mediocre, which I can see in certain regards, but I also see a lot of great capabilities for it. It's got solid DPM, 3,500 with my current build. It's got decent aiming time and damage per minute, really good pen at 340 on the heat. It features a solid top speed of 46 kilometers per hour and 15 in reverse with my current build. And the vehicle has overall pretty solid armor. I can't say it's the best armor, and I think that's probably the major downside of the 113. Well, here we are on Steppes. This is an okay map for the 113. I'm not going to say it's great, but we'll see what we are able to do. Up against us, we have a 113, we have a 116, an AMX M4, FE2 and 5B, and a T57 Heavy. Plus, they have a YAG and an E3. So there's a lot of heavily armored vehicles on the enemy team. Now, we are not running like a super mobile lineup, not like, you know, the Object 260, which can go upwards of 60, but we are still pretty fast with our current lineup, which is obviously going to be quite nice. So we don't have that much support over here. Because of that, I'm going to chill in this spot all the way in the back corner. Our 260 does get the pen out, which is not bad actually. I'm going to just wait here a little bit to get unspotted, and then once we are unspotted, which we should be, ooh, okay, but I would expect we are undetected at this point, we can sit right here and wait. Well, there is the enemy 116. We also have the FE2 and 5B in the back. Unfortunately, my RNG is not the best thing ever, and we were not able to hit that enemy 2 and 5B, even with 340 mils of heat. Alright, well, I would expect at this point that our camouflage has been reset. The 116 is sitting pretty far back, hull down. 260 is just kind of waiting here. Alright. A lot of vehicles on the enemy team. That is actually like a lot of death on their team, which is obviously very scary. Unfortunately, our gun is making it impossible right now to hit our shells, which is not very fun. 907 damages our gunner, which obviously doesn't mean too much to me. There you go. We get our first pen of the game. We've also blocked 1400 damage. You can see we are in a fairly effective side scrape here, which is making it pretty hard for the enemy to actually push up on us. And now that we have pushed their team back, I'm going to help out with the Object 260 and gain some ground here. Udez is also pushing up, which means, yeah, we should actually be able to do this quite effectively. So I'm going to try and make my way up this hill. We're going to see if I can spot anybody trying to leave very briefly. Let's find out. Anybody here? No. We aren't spotted either. We do have the enemy Manticore right in front of us, though. And that is an interesting choice that I might try and take advantage of very quickly. Let's see. Hello, Manticore. How are you doing? Nice 408 shell right through his tank. And we're going to aim in. We got another shell in just a moment. There you go. Another nice 448 shell into his vehicle. This is where, again, the DPM on the 113 feels quite fantastic. We were able to get 1200 damage out into that player. We haven't really bled anything ourselves. There was a shell fired at us, but it was pretty far away, so I'm not really too worried about that. What I am worried about is our 260 is down to 66 health, which is obviously not a lot. Our Udez has bled a decent chunk as well, which is not great. So at this point in time, I'm going to drive over the hill, and we're going to drive back over here and go back to where the Stritzvond was. Hopefully, we can get some decent bleeds from this back spot. But I guess we'll see. I'm going to load heat. Alright, I'm going to move up. I don't see anything over here, which is weird. I would have expected the enemy team to have pushed up at least a little bit at this point, but weirdly enough, nothing has been spotted over here. Oh, there you go. We got the enemy Leopard 1 detected. Get a nice shell into his vehicle, and we get him bonked by the Stritzvon as well. There you go, and bye. Nice. That was quite important. Our Stritzvon is in a bit of a predicament, though, because if he dies, I'm probably going to die, so please don't die. Please don't die, Stritzvon. Okay, well, he's not dead yet, which is pretty good. I'm going to move up a bit, see if we can get any shells out into these players. Wow, that shell went nowhere. Okay, well, I know I can't push up. That 2 and 5 keeps looking back, and I'm pretty sure they have that 116 in that back bush there. And I think he's reloading. That's my thought process. So it's a bit of a pain, but we're doing pretty good. We're at 2,000 damage. We've assisted 2,000 damage. We haven't really bled anything, which is important. So I'm not too worried. I'm going to push up. That's where the 116 is. He's a one-shot, which I actually did not realize until just now, which is actually quite good for us. Okay. Well, I'm going to push up then. And we're going to see if I can just clear these guys. Let's see. Ooh, the arty shot at him. Alright, I hope that they don't have somebody in that back bush, because I'm going to full speed up here. I'm going to try and clear the 116 first. Let's see. Well, the 116 did fall back, which is unsurprising to me. Let's pull wide. Arty tries to hit me. There you go. Nice shell into the enemy FE2 and 5B once. And let's try and hold him off. And there you go. Another nice shell. 29 damage shot from the artillery, which obviously basically means nothing. Alright, we got the 140 above. There you go. Nice shell into the 140. However, we are getting absolutely crapped. Bro, really? The moment we repair our... Okay, well, that's unfortunate. That's really all I can say. Very, very unfortunate. Good news is that I'm holding here. And we can hold still decently well. I have support from a Manticore behind, which is pretty important. There you go. Nice shell into the enemy object 140. And now we're just going to angle it back up. Pull up. Okay, we did get penned, but... we're still alive. We got a little bit longer left on our reload. And then we have a shell. Alright. And... there you go. Nice 400 damage shot. I mean, honestly, this was a pretty solid result. I can't get too mad. 4,032 damage dealt. 2,300 assisted. If our ammo rack did not die, we would have been completely fine. It was just very poor timing. We just used our repair kit to back up because we got tracked. And our... ammo rack got demolished literally half a second after. So really, really sad. But didn't really make too much of a difference. We got the majority of damage out in this situation we could. And we helped our team, especially the Stritzvon and the Leopard in the back. They were able to get a decent farm. That's why we got so much assistance damage. So I'm interested to see how this result paired for us in terms of XP this battle. I don't think it'll be anything ridiculous, but... we'll find out. Yeah, we got over 1,000 XP, so not too bad of a result at all, and we did end up finishing top on the team. It shows you that even if you're in a situation where you might be one of the only players holding a line, as long as you take it properly, you can still do a very good job. I was wondering why the enemy wasn't pushing for a while. I thought the 116 had more health than he did, but yeah, dude only had 100 HP, so... I guess he got absolutely nukered, and we were able to take advantage of that. Let's do another game, see if the 113 can pop off again. Alright, well this is a pretty good matchup, I have to be honest. We have a couple tier 10s up against us, 116F3, BZ75. We have an M103, Moishin 752, my doggo's in my room. What are you doing? Either way, we're gonna load gold. It's always, it's a classic World of Tanks thing to load gold. I'm going to get my lights on as well. It's actually been a decent amount of time from my previous game. My grandfather came over and went to the park with him, played some Frisbee, and now I am back to be a degenerate. So, obviously, we're going to head over towards the heavy flank and see what we can do. Hopefully my 4 hours of sleep isn't going to catch up to me just yet. We have quite a bit of heavies. We got a VZ, which is nice. The VZ55 is obviously an insanely strong vehicle, and will help out quite a bit in our capabilities here. I don't love this map, to be honest, especially for a vehicle like this, where Your armor isn't really good. If Wargaming simply buffed the upper plate on the 113, probably by about 20 mils, it would be really, really good. But the problem is, it's just missing that final thing that it needs, which is armor. Like, it's got everything else. If it just had slightly more armor, it would be a really, really good vehicle. So we got the enemy 752 in front. We're just going to chill here for now. Oh, BZ-75 missed me. Not that he was going to hit me to begin with. Got the Yag Tiger as well over here. For now, we play the patience game. And we hit the Yag Tiger in the only spot we couldn't pen him. Well, unfortunate. Let's chill right here again. Oh, we got the 752. Nope. We only have 14 heat shells, which is a lot, but it's not that much when this tank has really, really good DPM, and we're able to sling through those shells like crazy. Thankfully, we got our first pen of the battle, which is pretty good. Our 50 TP is still pretty healthy, which is also fairly good. We have the enemy Yag Tiger in front. Oh, what? That hit and didn't pen? Okay. 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 I got nothing else but just okay. Alright, we got the Yag Tiger poking. There you go. Nice shell, 436 damage. This is kind of where the 113 does very well. You get into a side scrape, you wait for your opponents to make misplays, and you kind of chill. So if that Yag Tiger pokes again, hopefully we should be able to cut right through his armor, which we did, 470 damage. We reload again. This is why having really good heat pen is super, super good, because you're literally able to butter through armor like it doesn't even exist. We're going to see if this 50 TP decides to poke us. There you go. He does. We're able to cut right through his lower plate. I'm actually surprised that his tank had that much armor in the lower plate. Even the 116 F3. I don't really want to fight that right now, to be honest. Oh, the 50 TP gets shot again. Let's see. The BZ's over here. Come on, BZ, poke me. Let's see. Okay, he shoots. Yag Tiger appears like he might poke. Come on, do it. You know you want to. Aiming. Bonk. There you go. Another nice shell into the Yag Tiger. It was a low roll, but we're at 2,200 damage. We haven't bled any health of our own, which is obviously really, really good. And we're holding pretty well here. And that's really all that you can ask for in this vehicle, is get into a side scrape, hold, pen your opponents, and get a dub. So our Moistion's going to play pretty aggressive now. And this is where we might be able to take advantage of that. Oh, we got the BZ. No. Ah. Where'd he pen us? I don't know. I'm really disappointed, though, because we could have hit that 116, and we weren't able to, just because of the fact that the, well, I'm tempted to shoot at his hatch, but, oh, bruh, this Moistion? Alright, well, that's not what I want. This guy moving up here is a pretty mediocre decision, but I'm going to ignore those players for now. We're going to push to the rear of the Maushan. I do get hit once by the 50 TP, but I think moving to this spot is obviously a really, really good play, because we are not only able to lock out the 50 TP Proto, but we are also able to put ourselves in a really good position here to just get, hopefully, a pretty good farm in general. I'm not too worried about the 50 TP, to be honest. Obviously, that tank's just a, oof. That's a lot of death, though. So we're going to see if we can get into a side scrape here. And we're going to finish off the Yag Tiger, or we're going to low roll him again. Alright, well, we got a little bit of heat left, which is good enough, in my opinion. 50 TP misses, BZ misses, and we're going to aim it on his... a couple spots we can aim in, and there you go. Nice 460 shot. We only have 2 heat shells left, which is honestly a pretty serious problem. Bruh. We got hatched? Oh, come on, game. Alright, well, that's rather unfortunate. Ah, okay. I could just shoot HE to finish off the 50 TP, but I don't really think it's that important of a thing to do. There you go. Another nice heat shell. I was a little sussed out about shooting heat into his vehicle because we only have so much of it, but we have done pretty good this game. We're at 4,400 damage dealt. We played passive, which was the correct play, and all we've got left is the Tortoise off to the side. We're going to drive full speed towards, and keep going, keep going. There you go. We got the kill. We didn't have any heat left, so I had to get towards his side to be able to get that pickup, but there you go. That was honestly a really solid game. And this is why I think the 113 is a great tank. Like, it definitely has weaknesses, and you saw that. We got penned. I don't even know where from some of those shells. The 50 TP, I think, hatched us. We can take a look on battle hits, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, some of those shells that hit us were a little bit confusing. However, we still had a pretty solid result. We got a third class. We ended up dealing just shy of 5,000 damage, and obviously coming out with a victory, only losing 50,000 credits. The one big downside, obviously, of Tier 10 is you got to spam heat, especially in the situation we were in. Basically had to load gold to penetrate the majority of those shots there. But yeah, as I said, I did want to see exactly where we got penned. So that shell doesn't really make that much sense, but apparently he just went right through our side armor. This shell makes sense, and the BZ, yeah, again, I mean, we're getting really unlucky that both of the shots that did pen us went in between the track links, but, I mean, the side armor on this tank just really isn't that effective. I mean, we are at a very effective side scrape there, and yet the shell just goes right through our vehicle. So, yeah, the 113, I just wish it had a little bit more protection. But apart from that, I actually think it's a pretty solid vehicle. I think it's very fun to play, and it's got a lot of DPM, which allows you to be a pretty good menace in the front line. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.